Hi, this is Lucinda, and I'm back because Poppe has a gorgeous new design that she is releasing called Broken Souls. I've done mine in a solid or semi-solid color, and I want to talk to you all about this pattern. One of the things that I love about Poppe's designs is that she wants it to be accessible for everyone, and this pattern is no exception. She had a great group of testers that really helped to make the explanation of all the different parts of this pattern super easy and really accessible for everyone. One of the things that she used was different textures, different stitches, and I'm going to review, and it has a plain body, which mine is not quite done, but we'll take a look at that in just a minute. So I used the same yarn that she did, but I used it more in a solid color. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is what are the yarns that she used. So in hers, she used a slightly speckled yarn from in Merino Cloud called CC7. I will have kits and I will have photos so you can get the assistance you need either by yourself looking at my video and my blog post, or if you need extra help, you can let me know. So this is what she used as her main color. It's really like beautiful stones. It's very neutral. It's like a cream with some grays and tans. She used the beaded mohair in sequins of the same color. She used a glitter mohair in a contrasting color that blends really nice with the gold. And for her braid, she used a little speckled beaded yarn, not beaded, but mohair yarn that is really just quite lovely. When I do my blog post, I'll post pictures of the original and put that there for all of you to see. When I did mine, and we'll take a look at it in just a minute, I didn't realize, but I chose the same as my chain sweater. So there must be a theme that I really, really love this color. So I chose a solid for the main color. I chose the beaded silk. We also have the same color in the mohair, but it just takes a different look. So I thought for spring and summer, the beaded silk would be a little nicer. We also have in mine, I used the the glitter silk and silk mohair, which is really quite beautiful. And I use this like lavender multi for the braid on it. So now let's just take a little look at some of the details of this design that just make it quite exceptional. In the yoke, we start off with a simple ribbing in the Merino Cloud, and then we have some yarn overs knits together for a mesh lace, and this is done with the beaded yarn. You can always choose to skip the beaded yarn and do it in the mohair, but I always think that a little glitter is so much fun that I just can't resist. Then there's these bigger hole sections, which are really the funnest thing to do. And she knits it just like I did with the Merino Cloud and the glitter mohair. So you have a little bit of a sheen in there, but nothing too crazy. Then we come back down here and we have the mesh yoke stitch again. And this is just with the mohair knit simple. And it's really beautiful to do. Once we do that, then we do a few more, we do the braid, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the braid. I think that takes a little bit more explanation. So then we do a little bit with the beaded, and we're ready to split the sleeves, and we go down. On the sleeves, as on the body, but I haven't finished the body, there's a patch here that's done with the glitter. I had a little bit of the beaded left over, so I did 2 rows just to have a little bit on the wrist, which I think just adds a lovely touch. And then I used the same color mohair as the braid with the Merino Cloud for here, and that's part of the pattern. She does the same thing right here, and really is just so beautiful and really so much fun to knit. One of the things that is really fun about this braid is that it's not I-cords, but it's super simple. Pope has really beautiful videos that explain how to do that. I haven't attached it in the back, so what I'm going to do is show you a little bit about how they are done. Oops. So what happens is we create on the row 1 is we create these loops. These loops are created by taking 3 stitches. So you knit 3 stitches plain, and then you knit 3 stitches where you knit 16, 12, or however many rows. I can't remember what was it on this pattern. So you knit about 12 rows back and forth. You don't do an I-cord, and the reason for that is even though you wouldn't have to move your needles back and forth, it makes it a little bit stiffer than if you just going back and forth. The stockinette curls, so it makes the equivalent of an I-cord. Once you've done all your little loops, you pull one loop inside the other. Oops, it's a lot easier when you're not holding a camera. So there you go. And then you do that till you get to the end and you attach it. So very easy to do and very simple. There you go. So this is the different stitches and the different parts of the pattern. In my blog post, you will see different color ideas for the kits for this pattern. Feel free to reach out and I can help you make a custom kit. We will be doing kits with art yarns because it's just so stunning. If you don't want the bling, sometimes we have it without the bling. There's so many ways to do it, and I think her pattern is just really amazing that we learn new techniques, and it's just really, really fun to do. I'll also have an option in Julie Asselin's Fino, which I think would be absolutely stunning. With the Fino, what I think you can do is the Fino can be the main color. You have the mohair in the same color. And then you can choose if you want a contrasting yarn where the beaded yarn would go with this one that has a little bit of sparkle, because it's a rose gold sparkle, and it would just look absolutely beautiful with this in this design. So please feel free to reach out, and we'll also talk about I left some of my equipment at home, so I'll do a little segment at home and add it to this video on how to measure yourself and also what kind of undergarments, because I've had a lot of questions on how to dress. Okay, so my size is bigger than the mannequin, but what I wanted to show you is what are the different types of undergarments that you can wear so that this can look fabulous on you and really shine. And a couple of ways to wear it would be casual or dressy, and depending on the undergarments that you wear, then you will want to choose a different piece to wear underneath. And it's really a lot of fun because the more we know how to wear our garments and so that they're beautiful, then and really put them in the most beautiful light, then we will shine just like Pope Vergara wants us to do with all of our knits. Hi there, this segment is being filmed at home because I forgot my bras and all my camisoles at home. So I just wanted to let you know that this is the one that I'm wearing right now is like a tube top bra. Okay, so it's just covered to here and it's a neutral colorway. So like nude. And one of the things that I like about that is that it's very clean. It's very sheer. It looks just like skin, but you're not showing anything. It also, in the cup, is there's a lot of coverage. So you have like a nice smooth body that goes through it. So one of the things that I found and I've been learning is that as we're doing and wearing our beautiful knits, we want to have perfect undergarments so that we can really shine with our beautiful knits. So it's funny because here you do see a little bit of the sparkle, but what I wanted to say is also, so you see it here and in the sleeve. So this is a tube top. I'll show you in the next segment when I'm wearing a camisole. I'll show you a little bit what it looks like, but it's just a tube top. It's a convertible type bra where you can have straps and wear them. But in this case, I find it looks really good just as a tube top bra with plenty of coverage for the cups And it looks, I find it looks really nice, very much a finished, polished look. If not, albeit a little sexy. So there you go. Now I'm wearing a shaped garment, which is a camisole. It's white, so you see the contrast. You see it underneath. I find this could be nice for if you're wearing white pants, so you have like a sleek look of just solid white underneath. It does give it a little bit more of a casual look, I feel, but it also has nice shaping, and I feel kind of brings in the body a little bit. So it can be really nice. I think it looks better than just a white bra because you can tell that you have a little bit more full coverage all over. So there you go. And you have more in the back as well. So this is just another option. And the next one I'll show you is with a blue, and it gives it a totally different look. In this segment, I'm wearing a blue camisole. I'll just show you. So a little bit also more casual, but if you don't want to give the impression that you're not wearing anything underneath, it could be a lovely way to wear the sweater. It's also very nice because you don't have to worry about any coverage. You could wear just a normal bra, and it has wider straps, so very easy to do. One of the things that I always recommend is making sure you measure well so that the sweater is not big. With Popa's design, she wants to flatter us, help us shine, and make sure that we are looking good. So first off, I'm going to take off the sweater, and I'm going to show you now that I have this camisole on, that how I want us to measure for the sweater so we pick the correct size. So the first thing we want to do is I always take 2 measurements. So when we're doing this, what I want to do is measure the high bust. So I take it, I usually do it in inches because that's kind of what I grew up with. So, but Popa's patterns are always in inches and in centimeters, so we can do it that way. So I always take a look and see. So this is my upper bust. And my upper bust is at 42 inches. I take that down because I'm going to compare it to my full bust. The one thing that we know about our beautiful sweaters is that they have give. It's a knit fabric, so we don't want to always do it as the biggest part of our bust because then it might be too big over the neckline. Especially since this one has a lot of lacy patterns, we want to make sure to not overdo it. So here, when I measure at the widest part of the bust, and you want to make sure that it's straight. Sometimes it's not straight and we need to redo it. So you want to measure at the widest part of your bust. And here I get 43.5. So that's an 1.5 inch difference between my high bust and my full bust. So what we want to make sure that we do is that when we look at the ease of the pattern, we want to make sure that there would be enough to hold in the full bust, but also not to be too big. So in this case, I did a size 4. And that's because I wanted it to have a more fitted look. I also know that Merino Cloud has some give when we block it, so I didn't want it to get overly big. So then I'll take some photos at the end and I'll put them in my blog so we could see how the sweater looks totally finished, even though it's not quite finished. But so make sure you measure the 2. Look at what the finished bust measurements are. I just had to check what the finished bust measurements were for size 4. So for size 4, the finished bust measurement is 43 inches. Now we know at my high bust, it's 43.5. I mean, at my full bust, and at my high bust, it's 42. When I look at the recommended ease, it's 0.75 inches or 2 inches. So I feel like I fit well within that. I feel like it's going to fit me and flatter me versus being oversized. This is an elegant piece. We don't want to have it too oversized. So if you're not sure what to do, let me know and I can help you pick the right size. But the first thing to do, measure your high bust, measure your full bust, and make sure you're knitting to gauge.